Can Langris really help out Yuno? Sit back and relax and enjoy the video, guys. What's good, guys? It's your boy Anime Mega Reviews, and today I'm going to do a little small video on the implications that we just saw in Black Clover chapter 272 with Yuno meeting Langris again and the possible things that it could mean for the future of the Black Clover series, but particularly the battle between Zenon and the Golden Dawn, because like I said before, I can't see our boy Yuno going against Zenon alone and actually winning. I think that would be kind of that would just be cap. Like, that would definitely be probably the biggest disappointing factor in Black Clover, because if Asta has to defeat Dante with the help of other Magic Knights, then Yuno should be no different. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, so for starters, in Black Clover chapter 272, we saw that Yuno was training alone. He was creating some nice-sized craters in these mountains, and I think that that's just a testament to how powerful Yuno has gotten just within the first 2 years of him receiving his grimoire. Because we have to remember, guys, in Black Clover time, all this is happening in about like 2 years, at least maybe like a year and a half, and that is when he senses that Langris is nearby, and that is when our boy Langris, Langris, he likes to talk his trash. Langris, he talks a lot of stuff to just everyone in general. Like, that was kind of the one main thing that I did see, is that even when he was in his elf form, there's some type of personality trait that he's going to have regardless of who's around him. Langris, he is kind of like a jerk. However, Langris, they have some type of conversation where he's asking where is Belle, and that is when Yuno tells him that, of course, Belle is inside of Yuno's grimoire and she's not going to come out for a while. And something that I found out was pretty interesting was that elemental spirits can go into the grimoires of their users. So that's actually pretty awesome. I had no idea. So I think this is another thing that Yuki Tabata is sort of going to like drop in there, that when we see Flugolion, we realize that Salamander is inside of the grimoire. We didn't exactly see this with Undane though. So I'm kind of curious, like, where is Undane now? Like, does she transport back into Loberchica's grimoire? Who knows? But anyway, yeah, so Yuno and Langris, they're having this conversation, and Yuno has a plan to take out our boy Zenon. The big baddie, dark Triad Zenon that possesses bone magic and spectral magic. And at the same time, Yuno, he's not too sure if this plan is actually going to work, which I agree with him. There's no guarantee that 80% Zenon is going to fold to whatever type of plan that Yuno does have. And Belle, Belle talks her stuff too. She said that, oh, well, there's no way that this guy is going to survive once I conjure up a lot of mana. Basically, she's doing some type of weird sage mode thing where she's going to attract all the mana to, I guess, Yuno and maybe his grimoire, maybe to herself as well. Maybe they're going to use some type of weird form of ruin magic. But Langris, he's saying, look, like, basically, he knew for a fact that Zenon has spatial magic or spectral magic, and obviously Yuno had a lot of trouble with that. However, something that's very interesting here, and I'm kind of questioning, not necessarily the writing skills, but Yuno didn't exactly face Zenon's spectral magic or spatial magic. I'm going to call it spatial magic just for now. So that's the one main thing that we really have to just take into account here, is that I'm kind of curious, because of course they probably told Langris what happened, and Langris knows that, Zenon, he does have bone magic and spatial magic. Yuno would have been the only one to reveal to the other Golden Dawn members that this guy has spatial magic. And at the same time, it's kind of curious because Yuno folded to Zenon's bone magic. So if you can't even get through Zenon's bone magic, what makes you think that you're going to get through his spatial magic? And that's kind of like a curious little tidbit that I have there. But regardless of that, they have this plan and they're going to train together. However, I do get a sense that there is going to be a problem with that. Number one, Langris does possess a rare form of spatial magic, which I believe is arcane. However, we cannot expect this spatial magic to be anywhere near the level of a demon. Like, Lucifero has gravity magic. His magic is insanely powerful. Magicula has the curse magic. Her magic is insanely powerful. Now, we have not yet seen, for instance, Zenon's demon's name, or even kind of seen him a lot in the manga period, but I think that's kind of for a reason. I believe that he's insanely powerful as well. And even though that Langris is going to help out Yuno, I just don't think that it's going to be that effective, because there aren't too many counters to spatial magic. We saw that even Yami and Jack had problems countering Langris when he was in his elf form, the elf reincarnation form. And yeah, they just had trouble. They had to have his brother help him in order for them to defeat Langris. And that was something that was kind of surprising. Like, I had no idea that spatial magic was that strong. But like I said before, Langris is a beast. I keep telling people that. And personally, right now, I do think that he's more powerful than Yuno. However, we do know that Yuno, he's willing to go to any lengths just to get an edge on Zenon because he wants to get revenge. Yuno is doing everything that he can do. And he does have a teacher in the form of Langris. So I'm very interested to see what's really going to happen as far as that training goes. Now, as far as what's going to happen towards the end battle between Zenon and the Golden Dawn, I definitely believe that, of course, he's going to be the front runner for that. Langris is going to be second. Mimosa's most likely going to be in there as well, because although she was training with the Heart Kingdom, I don't think that she has any idea of what actually happened. And it's kind of weird, like with Mimosa. I'm kind of going off on a little tangent here. Mimosa is a part of the Golden Dawn, but then at the same time, she's not. Like, she might as well be a Black Bull for as many times that she's actually around Asta and the Black Bulls in the first place. Like, I don't know why she's on the Golden Dawn in the first place. Like, I'm serious, guys. Like, we see her more with Noelle and Asta than pretty much her own squad. Like, does she even like the Golden Dawn? It's pretty interesting. But then again, who could like Langris as a vice captain? But also, I want to see some answers to these questions. Like, where was Langris all this time? And I assume they're going to get into that next chapter. We're eventually going to find that out. But this definitely is going to mean that Yuno's going to become more powerful. And also, Yuno had made the inference that Langris has gotten way more powerful than he was before, which is something that's pretty cool. So obviously, Langris, he's been on his solo dolo. Could have been used, to fight against Zenon, when the Golden Dawn was getting massacred. But, he's on his own little thing right now. But getting back to my main point, what's really going to happen in that final battle between Zenon and the Golden Dawn? Well, for one thing, I believe that Langris is going to be used to a great deal to affect Zenon's spatial magic, because we saw that, I believe it was Black Clover chapter, maybe it was 261 or maybe around that area. Zenon was able to close off Finral's portal, but what if Langris is able to do the same thing? Like, what if Langris is able to affect Zenon's spatial magic to the point that Zenon isn't able to use it effectively? And that is when our boy Yuno is going to deal with Zenon's bone magic as well, because we saw that although it wasn't necessarily defeating Zenon's bone magic, Yuno can still wither away the bones. And a more powerful Yuno that's able to use his wind magic to a horrifying degree to eventually affect Zenon, I think that's going to be, pretty awesome. Now, do I think that all of this is going to be enough to finally put Zenon down? I have no idea, because 80% is really strong. Now, we know that Yami was able to deal with Dante at 80%. However, that can only go so far. Now, Dante, he does possess the healing magic attribute as well, but I kind of just have a feeling that all of the Dark Triad members have a healing attribute. We saw that Vonika was able to take a point-blank Sea Dragon's roar, pretty much a spear through her whole entire body, and still survive. And I think that that's kind of going to be a trait of all of the Dark Triad members. I don't think that the demons are going to be that stupid enough not to give their possessors a healing attribute. Like, that would be pretty dumb to give your person, your vessel, all this power and at the same time not give them a healing factor. And I think that that's kind of going to be the thing that's going to surprise the audiences, including us, is that, we're thinking that Zenon's going to be put down, all of a sudden he's going to heal. Now, as far as the part that Mimosa is going to play with her ultimate magic, I think that she's going to be able to heal to a better degree. So that means that when Langris and Yuno and the rest of the Golden Dawn members that's actually left, when they get injured, she's going to be able to, help them out. She's going to be kind of like Orihime. And I kind of don't want to typecast Mimosa as like Orihime, but yeah, I think she's kind of going to fit into that category. Now, as far as Zenon's other power, and this is kind of what I really want to get into, because we saw something pretty interesting. I believe it was in Black Clover chapter 238, when Yuno was fighting Zenon and Zenon was using his bone magic. We saw something that was pretty interesting, and I don't know if you guys actually noticed this. Zenon was able to transport Yuno to a whole nother dimension, because this certainly wasn't the Golden Dawn base. Like, right here, like, what is this? Like, I just have so many questions. Like, is this another dimension? What is really going on here? So yeah, like, I don't know if they're going to be able to defeat Zenon. And I kind of don't think that they're going to defeat the Dark Triad. I think that Dante is going to go down again, but that's only because Asta has anti-magic. But, without Yami, I just can't see them doing it, guys. I think they're going to need something extra. There's going to have to be somebody else that gives them help. Maybe we can see Julius return to his fighting form again, but I have no idea. But anyway, that does it for me today, guys. Make sure you smash the subscribe button if you're new. Also, hit the like button as well. I love it when you hit that like button. It gives me life. Also, comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about this video. I would love to hear. Do you think that Langris training Yuno is going to be enough to really put down Zenon? Because right now, man, the Dark Triad and the other demons, I don't really know if our heroes are actually going to be able to close this portal or stop them from opening the portal within the 2 days. Because right now in the manga, the 2 days is up. It's time to go to war. It's time to prepare. They only had 2 days to do it. That's 42 hours. I don't know, guys. Like, and if Yuki Tabata says that this manga is going to go for as long as Naruto or One Piece, I don't think they're going to do it. But that's just my opinion. Also, make sure you guys have a wonderful day. Be safe and peace.